So today we will see how to create roles and how to assign a particular role to user, and we will also see how we can create uh, resource roles, and then how we will map the job roles that we created. Um, yeah, so those things we will see. So this today's session is the continuation session for yesterday's session, that is on roles, right? Uh, for doing any security customization related to roles or users, right? We need to come to the security console, which is placed usually be placed in tools. I am in, so when we click this security console, we will come to this screen. The very first tab will give the role information. So suppose uh, like sales administrator or sales manager, sales rep, all those roles we can find from here. So if we just give some keywords, uh, the respective roles will be visible. Okay. And the second tab, which will give the users list. So suppose like I wanted to test, like I wanted to check the information about a particular user. I can just give the username or email or first name, last name, and then I can get the results. And if I drill down to this name, I'll see the user information as well as the roles assigned to this particular user. Also some extra access like resetting password. Okay, so those you can see here. Then and then third tab will show the analytics. So how many roles are available and what are the different types of roles available. So if you see the duty roles, right? So how many duty roles created and for CRM. Okay. All that role information we can see from here in analytics tab. Okay. And then certificates. This is to some upload any certificates for any access. The categories, like when we create a user, right? So we can select a category. So whether it's a default category or we can define some specific categories, like example maybe like contractor or regular employee or something like that. So we can define the type of category which that user belongs to. And then the single sign-on is to set up single sign-on. So single sign-on is nothing but if we have a Microsoft login account or any mail account. So when the user logs into that application, right? So suppose if we have an Outlook email, and then if we just using that credentials, if we need to log into the same with the same login, if we need to log into the same application, right? So we don't need to, the user doesn't need to enter the login information, because with the same email he's already having the access here. So it will be just automatically logged into the application. Then this is for some API authentications and administration. So here we can define the, here we can see the, like, when we copy from one role to another role, we can give a prefix and a suffix. So it means if we are copying a role, so to that existing role, whatever we will do, we will enter here in the prefix and suffix. Those will get appended, and the new role will contain this appended text. And role copy status we can see, and then user to user role membership. So the very first uh, like demo we'll see on how to create a role. Okay. If we want to create a fresh role, a new role, we can just use that create role button, and we can provide uh, the name. Giving like this, and the role we should give in capital letters, okay, and without any spaces. And the role type we can choose, like if it is like duty role, right? If we are creating duty role for CRM, we can choose CRM duty role. If we are creating a job role for CRM, we can choose CRM. If we are creating for another modules or different modules, then we can select those modules. Okay. If we are creating for HCM types are there, right? So we can choose that, so that it will be tagged to the specific module. For now, I'm selecting CRM job roles. And this predefined role is not disabled because we are creating this role. If it is a standard role, then this checkbox will be automatically enabled. So the description we can provide about this role. Then if we click next, right here, uh, we can give some policies, right? So that is a like uh, functional access. That means, like, if I want to see the create lead button, I need to give create lead privilege. Then only that create button will be enabled. Even though if you defined the data security policy with create privilege, and until unless you have that create lead functional privilege, you cannot create a lead. So uh, so finally, uh, to provide a full access to do a particular job or to do a particular task, we should give functional and then related data security. So then only it will work. Suppose I'm giving lead access. Okay, so I'm creating fresh role, right, or completely new role from scratch. So this role, if I check a user with this role, so I'll not be having any access, right? So to give the access for creating lead, I need to search here with create sales lead. So here, if you observe, we have create sales account contact, create sales account note, create sales account task, create sales business plan. right? So we have so many account assessments, okay, and account appointment. So like this, we have different type of privileges. So we are going to get the lead privilege. Okay. So here we have create sales lead. Okay. And once we select that privilege, it will show the name and the code and the description. The description will say it allows creating sales leads. A lead is a prospect or existing customer who has interest or potential interest in the particular product or service. Yeah. So it is just giving a definition of a lead, and then it is doing what it is doing. It is allowing to create that particular lead or record. Okay. To add this particular privilege to a role, we can just click on this add privilege to the role. Okay. So uh, so once we click on that sales lead, so you can create a lead, but after creating the lead, the same lead you need to view, right? For that, we should give view lead to sales lead. Okay. So that's all. So so in today's demo session, I'll just use only these few privileges so that we won't take much time. So this should give access to lead and right, and then I'm creating a data security policy for lead. So I'll say the functional policy for creating and viewing is completed. The same way, like we will give the data security. So data security is nothing but the functional plus condition, right? Condition or the right condition of the set of data. We'll see how we can create data security policy. So DSP for lead. So here you need to select the database resource. Database resource is nothing but which table or which object we are to which object we need to like give this security, right? So I'd like to select with sales lead. We'll see is there anything with this. Yeah, I can see a sales lead, right? I'll select this particular database resource, and then in the data set you can select the set, right? It means which to which records you need to give this access. Uh, so if you select this all values, right? Whatever leads in the sales object, sales lead object, all so for all of those, the for all of those, whatever you select here action. So once we select the all values, we can see actions here. So here we are giving read and create access, right? Read and where is create? Create. I think create is not needed in this case. So I'll select uh, read and view sales sheet. Okay. And also I can select view my sales sheet. So this will tell this will give privilege only to see my sales lead. That's it. Okay. And so this will applicable for all actually, right? So now I want to limit the set, means I can say access the lead for all the leads in the enterprise. So that means whatever leads in the enterprise, so all will be coming. Or access the sales lead where they are owner of the sales lead. So that means if uh, if that particular lead is uh, the owner of like whoever is logged in, if he is the owner of the lead, so then only he will be able to do these particular options like read, update, whatever, right? So these actions uh, he can do only if he is the owner. If he is not owner, can't do those actions. So for now, I'll select update also. Okay, update sales lead. So there are some other options also, right? Update sales lead owner. When you select this, then only you will be able to change the owner. Okay, and when you select this section, right? Update sales lead others. So if you want to update some other like person leads, so you should have this privilege. And if you want to convert sales lead to opportunity, then you need to select this. So like this, we can see different options for lead object. In a similar way, we have for other objects also. So if you see, it is giving update sales lead and view sales lead, view my sales lead access. Then role hierarchy. See, by default, whatever the role that we are in, that will be uh, like as a hierarchy here. Okay. The same role name, whatever we gave, right? The same will be in the hierarchy. Hierarchy is nothing but one role under one more role. So now, if I want to add some role here, okay, suppose um, I want to add sales party manage sales party sales party management. Okay. Okay. So I selected this one, right? So this is a duty role. Okay. If you see this role code, you can observe duty and the module name. We'll try to select, is there anything with the uh, this is specific to HCM module, this is specific to financial, this is specific to OP, reports and analytics. So we will select without anyone so that it will be applicable for like as a common role. So this will give the access to creation and maintenance of sales organizations and consume for internal sales users. This means this role will give access to create accounts and contacts to the internal users. Means whoever is having the access, right? Whoever is having user account. So for them, it will give uh, sales account, like account creation and user creation. Also, it allows viewing opportunities and opportunity revenue and reviewing sales lead as well, right? So and customer contact. So if that customer has some contact, it will allow to see those things as well. So as soon as I like added this inherited role, right? I added for sales party management under this role, this new role. So what it did is I just added sales party management, but some other roles also added because uh, these these roles are inherited. These are the roles inherited for this role. Okay. If you observe that sales party management is inherited by demo sales representative, and sales party review duty role is inherited by sales party management. Okay. Like this, so like see, like the very grandparent is demo sales representative, and the parent is uh, sales party management, and the child is sales party review. So like this the hierarchy will work. Okay. Then segregation of duties, we doesn't need this, and adding a user. Okay. So while creating user, if you want to add some user to this role, okay, we can add here, so that whatever the access we provide here, right, for this role will be applied to the user, whatever we added. And then summary, where we can see the functional policies, whatever we added. Okay, these two we added, and the data security policy we added, and the role hierarchy we added, and if any user added or removed, that will show here. Okay, and this action will say whether it's added or removed. So if it is plus added, if it is something like cross mark, then it is deleted. So now I am saving this role. It will take few seconds to save this role. Yeah, role is saved, and then if you want to check again, we can give that role name, and then we can check. Okay. And to assign this user right or the privilege, so we can use. Fine. So now we created a role, right? So so we created a role, and then if we want to copy the existing role, like we have already the sales representative standard role, okay, or say it's sales administrator only. So I selected sales administrator. So I want to copy the same role, but then later I can remove some access, I can add extra access, all that customization I can do. So you cannot edit the standard role, because as we discussed yesterday, it will be managed by Oracle, and so the role will get refreshed for every release. So that's why we shouldn't edit this role. And even if we go to the functional policies, data security policies, we don't see the add button, so it's restricted already. Even though here it is showing edit role, it will not allow to edit. So yeah, but we can copy the same role, and then we can customize as we want. So in copy is nothing but duplicate. We are duplicating this role, and then we are creating new one. Okay. So while copying this role, we have two options. One is copy top role. Second one is copy top role and inherited roles. Top role is nothing but, so whatever the parent role, right? So having the access privileges, data security privileges, right? Users or whatever is assigned directly to the parent role. So only those will be copied. But if you select copy top role and inherited roles, so whatever we add in inherited roles, right? So if suppose that sales party management, so though that role will also get copied to the duplicate role. So that is the only difference between these two. Okay, it in the first option it will ignore the inherited roles. In the second option, it will include the inherited roles also. So that is, this is how we can just copy a role now. And also I'll show what is if you edit this role, right? You can see the type of this role. If you see role category, you can see CRM job roles, right? So this is a job role. This is not a duty role or something else. It is job role of belonging to CRM module. Now we'll see employee role. Employee, right? So the name itself can show that it is like appended with abstract role. So this, the description says it identifies a person as an employee. So if you are an employee, then only this role will be applicable, will be added. And if you open this, you can see this employee role is belongs to HCM module and of type abstract role. I think like this we have like for each module, or I think it is specific to HCM. Okay. So this is how we can differentiate. So like while creating itself, if we are creating new role, we can choose this role category, right, as per our requirement. So if we see the employee, what access he has. So these are all the functional privileges and data security privileges, uh, the hierarchy, right, everything. We can check for the existing roles. So now, consider like our employee role, that is duty role, is ready, and our demo sales rep role is ready. So then how we will give these two roles to user automatically? We can give like indirectly, that means manually. If you edit that role, and then if you under users, if you add a user, so this role will be added to the user. But I wanted to add this like automatically. So how I can do that? So for that, we should go to setup and maintenance. Okay. So resource role is nothing but uh, a group of job roles or abstract roles. Mostly it is job roles. So we have task for manage resource roles. I'll drill down to this manage resource role task. So where I can create a resource role and then I can use. So this is the UI of manage resource roles. Here you can see, like if you want to, right, if you want to search for existing resource roles, you can do the search based on this, like filters. Okay, so like this, you can search existing roles, and then you can see. If you want to create a new resource role, you can just simply click on that plus and then give role name. So I'm giving demo resource sales rep role. Code I am giving, I'll give like the demo resource role. Usually it can be matched with a role name and role code. Okay, and I'll select sales as my role type. So then here we can select whether this role is a member or manager or admin or lead. So if I'm manager, I can select right manager and as well as member lead. If I'm administrator, I can select 4. If I'm only member, I can select only member. If I'm lead, I can select lead and member or anything like that. So then so this much information is enough to create a resource role. Okay, I'll click save and then I'll cancel. Now our role creation is done, but we need to specify. So if I choose that role, right, what all the job roles and the duty roles need to be assigned. Okay, for that we need to go to one more task, that is manage HCM role provisioning roles. So this is the mapping screen. The task name is manage HCM resource role mappings. So here what we can do is we can select, right, we can create the mapping. So the mapping is like, so we can give like this is demo sales rep mapping, right? So what we are defining here is, if in previous step we created a resource role, right? If I select that resource role in user creation, right? In while creating user, if I select that resource role, so which roles I need to assign. Okay, so that it will tell. Also, we can use this different conditions. So if business unit is this, legal employer is this, and then resource role equal to this, then assign these 2 roles. Those 2 roles are, in our case, the demo sales rep and the employee. So those 2 roles we can add here. Okay, we'll click plus here and then we'll select the role name here, so that when we select this particular resource role, right, demo sales rep resource role in user creation, the roles mentioned here will be automatically assigned to the user. So this is how the user and role mapping will work using resource role. Just now we saw creating role mapping, right? If any role is assigned to a user through that role mapping, then it will say here auto provision yes. So then only it is assigned by the mapping automatically. Okay. So if we assign this particular role manually, then it will say auto provision is no. Since our like demo environment is not working properly, I'm not able to show the auto provision way. Instead, I'm I'm giving the role manually. Okay, and we'll try to log in. We added only this role. For now, that is enough. So then we also need to do password reset for this user. If you see this here, we got the lead access and account contact, right? Account contact household. So because we gave lead privileges, and then we also gave sales party management, right? So that sales party management will contain these privileges: opportunity, account contact, view opportunity, all that. So that's why we are seeing this access. So we did not give any other access. So the other modules, the other access, we can't see. So if you expand, you are seeing, you are not, we haven't given anything else, right? So whatever we are seeing, this is the only access coming from employee role and whatever the job role we created, right? So from that. So the under me, right, we can see something, and this others we can see something. So these are all coming from that resource and employee role. But whatever this workspace, lead, contact, of household, opportunity, account, right? So this is coming from our job role. Okay. So that's all we have for today. Thank you.